Please can we get a huge welcome in the room for the amazing Sunisa Lee! Yay! We are here, we're in the room, babes. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's an honor to be here.
It is so exciting to have you here. We've literally been talking about this for the past month, I feel. Does everyone agree? Yeah. It's been the last month, everyone's like, when are we getting Sunny on the podcast? So thank you so much for joining us.
No, yeah, of course. I've talked to my manager about this probably every single day. It's the one thing that I look forward to.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy. Well, how are you doing today? How's your day? How's your schedule? How's life right now, Sunny?
I'm doing good. It's a little bit hectic just because I came back from the SI Awards. Mm-hmm. So there's been a lot of traveling. Plus, I've had to do a lot of school. I'm on finals week, so it's really stressful. But I'm super excited because it's coming to an end.
That's so, you are always so busy. Tell me a little bit about the award that you just got.
I just won the Sports Illustrated Female Athlete of the Year. What? And I'm super honored. It's crazy. Insane, actually, because I was just standing in the room. I had to give a speech in front of, incredible, amazing athletes that you just watch on TV. So it was just, insane to be in the same environment as them.
Wow. Tell me, what was your speech like? I want to hear a little bit of this speech. Can you remember any of it?
Okay, so I was actually freaking out because I had this speech written down on my phone, and he was like, I don't think you can bring your phone up there. So I was like, no, I was like, okay, I'll just go up there and wing it. So I was just I was kind of panicking, trying to remember everything. But I basically went up there and just thanked everybody for supporting me, and then just kind of told people to motivated a little bit to tell them how to get started. And if you don't start, you can never be great. So to just start wherever you're at. But yeah, I basically just did a lot of thinking. And then I talked a little bit about the pandemic because everybody went through that. So it's something that everybody can relate to.
Definitely. And I can't believe I've not said it already. I actually can't believe that I'm sat here today with an Olympic gold medalist.
Well, I honestly forget that. I forget that I went to the Olympics.
How can you forget? It's the biggest thing in the world. Are you joking? What?
I don't know. I forget. I'm did I really win the Olympics? It's so crazy to think about.
Do you know what? I have never, ever actually met anybody that has won an Olympic gold medal. I don't think I've met anybody that's been to the Olympics, actually. What am I talking about? So this is incredible. I know it's virtual, but I am so happy to have you here, honestly. It's so exciting.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about you and about the athletics. Where did it all, gymnastics, where did it all kind of come from? Where did it all begin for you?
I started gymnastics when I was around 6 years old. I was always just watching YouTube videos and trying to do flips. My dad would always spot me even though he didn't know what he was doing either. So it was kind of something we bonded over. And then my mom actually had a friend that worked at the gym that I go to, and she was she should try out. So I went and tried out, and then I just fell in love with it from the beginning. And then I knew that I wanted to go to the Olympics, and it was just something that I couldn't stop myself from going to. If somebody were to ask me to hang out when I was a baby or something, when I was younger, I'd be oh, I have gymnastics. I have to go to gymnastics practice. It was something that I just fell in love with.
Wow. So you were dedicated from a really early age then?
Yes, I was. I think it was just so fun when I was younger, and obviously as I progressed, it got more serious, but it was something that I never fell out of love with.
And you said then that you knew you wanted to go to the Olympics. At what age did you know, I'm going to go to the Olympics, that's what I want to do?
Well, I started when I was 6. Obviously that was when it was for fun, but I think I knew I wanted to go to the Olympics after I had my first elite competition, so probably when I was 10 years old.
Oh my, I can't remember what I wanted at 10 years old, but it definitely wasn't anything as amazing as that. Wow. To have your kind of head screwed on so young, because even for you to say to me there, when your friends would ask you to play out, you're no, I'm doing gymnastics. I would have never had that discipline. That's a lot of discipline for a young age, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. And gymnastics definitely allows you to mature at a younger age, just because you have to. You're traveling so much without your parents. You have to learn to do things on your own at a very young age. And I think that's why right now I'm doing okay without having everybody around me and doing everything on my own, because gymnastics kind of made me mature and grow up by myself.
Wow. And am I right in thinking that your dad built a homemade beam for you in the garden? at your house?
He did. I told him that I wanted to do beam when I was at home because, you know, like when I was younger, my parents, we never really had the money. So it was just like everything that I had, he either made or it was like something like that. So he made me a beam. And whenever I would come home from practice, I would just literally go back outside and start practicing more beam.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Where did you find the confidence at that young age to be like, when I watch you now, so I watch your videos at the Olympics at different things you're competing in, like, how do you find the confidence to do what you do? Like, it looks terrifying.
Honestly, when I was younger, I was just such like I would just do it because I was so fearless and it was just so fun to me, like flipping around and like not caring about what was happening. Like, I just loved it. Like, I loved being able to like fly. Like, I don't know.
You literally fly. You do fly. I can see that.
Yeah, I literally do. And it's just like, it's so amazing. Like, the feeling. Oh my gosh.
I bet. What's the feeling like when you've just done like a huge thing? Like I mean, do you call it a set? Like, what is that feeling when you finished a routine?
Yeah. A routine? Well, it depends on how it goes. I mean, when it's good, obviously I'm like super happy. It's very like stress relieving because I do put a lot of stress on myself. So when I have like a good routine, it just feels like the whole world is like stopped. Like, it just feels amazing.
Oh, to feel that feeling, like, wow. I mean, I'm never going to be able to do gymnastics like you do, Suni. Well, never at all. But wow, it must be a great feeling. But something you mentioned before was, of course, the pandemic. So I know that, you know, the pandemic, COVID has impacted so many of us in so many different ways. But how did it kind of impact you? Because I know at one point you said you even thought about giving up gymnastics.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, the pandemic definitely messed with my mental health because I was stuck in my room. But I think there were definitely some upsides to it and some downsides. Like, I got to spend a lot more time with my family, which I didn't ever really get to spend a lot of time with my family. I probably spent more time with my coach than I have with my family. Wow. So that was good because we got to bond a little bit. It was just hard. Like, I had to do Zoom workouts. Like, I had to work out on my own. And then there's nothing else I could do except for, like, lay in bed. So I think that was just super difficult for me and probably everybody else. But the one thing that I always told myself throughout the pandemic was, like, I cannot control this and I should not do anything. I should not feel some type of way just because, like, it was out of my control and everybody was going through the same thing. So, like, I think that helped me knowing that everybody was going through the same thing and it wasn't just me.
How did you pick yourself back up to go when you were allowed to train again and when you did know the Olympics was on? How did you go like, okay, Suni, let's get back in the game? Like, it can't be easy.
No, it was really hard. It definitely took me probably like over 6 months to kind of like try and motivate myself again and get my body back to where it was and then get my gymnastics back to where it was, because that is a really long time for gymnastics. And it's in gymnastics, if you take like, say if you take like 2 weeks off, it's going to take you like 3 months back to get 3 months to get back to where you were. So it's like gymnastics is very hard because you have to keep your body active. And when I was in the pandemic, it was really hard because I was just so unmotivated and sad. But when I was starting back up, I had to have a lot of meetings with my coaches, my parents, and my coaches. And a lot of people were supporting me and telling me that they were supporting me. Obviously, my parents were like, if you don't want this, like, you don't have to do it, because like they just wanted what was best for me. And they could see how hard it was for me. I also, like the first week I got back into the gym, I actually broke my ankle. So that put another toll. And I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, because I was just like, the pandemic, I was out for 3 months. I come back my first week, I break my ankle. I'm out for another 3 months, which turned into like 6 months because I was so unmotivated to do anything. So it was just really hard.
I mean, credit to you to come back from the pandemic, first of all, but then to come back and be like, right, I'm ready to go and get, you've managed to get yourself mentally and physically to that place again. And then you break your ankle. Like, this just shows what a strong girl you are. Like, congratulations to you for really getting through that, because we know it was a difficult pandemic for everybody, but that's a completely different experience that I can never relate to and understand. The physical and mental side of what you do must be so hard. So well done to get yourself back up and going. And then she won the gold medal. I mean, wow, you did so well.
You did
so well. And you mentioned your family there. How supportive? I know you said there that they kind of said to you, if you don't want this anymore, you don't have to do it, which is amazing to hear that you do have that support to say, you know, whatever you decide to do, we will support you with. But how was it having their support during that time?
No, yeah, my parents were definitely very supportive throughout the whole thing. I mean, they could see how hard it was for me and how much how much stress it was putting on me. So like, they're like, if you don't want it anymore, like you don't have to do it. Like we just want what's best for you. Honestly, everybody was kind of telling me that. It was just hard because it was like I get scared. Like I don't want to let people down. And that was the one thing that like probably made me scared. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. And then I was like, I have to do it for myself as well. I have to do it for my parents, I have to do it for myself because I'm the one that's actually doing gymnastics. And then my parents are the ones that were supporting me, of course.
I love that. Do you think that's what kind of drove you? What really drove you to continue and to push through?
I would say after my dad's injury, it kind of pushed me even more because I would just tell myself when I was having a bad day, like, nothing is going to compare to whatever he was going through. If I was having a bad day, he's having an even worse day. So it was just, that's kind of how I motivated myself. And then I would always just be like, okay, 2021 Olympics, like, that was always in the back of my head, even if I didn't know if it was going to go on.
That is such a mature mindset. I know we spoke before about how you have clearly had to grow up so quickly, but that is such a strong and mature mindset to have at such a young age, Sune.
Yeah, definitely. It was very hard though, but my coaches also have kind of trained me to just be like so mentally strong because in gymnastics you have to be for every event that you do, and like when you compete, like you have to be so strong, otherwise you're not going to compete good.
I couldn't even begin to imagine. Like, it's so intense just talking about it, really, like about all the work that goes into it, both physically and mentally.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like I had to do a lot of like mental visualization and like mental choreography, talking to myself, going through my routines. Like before I would go to sleep, I would visualize my routines probably like 2 times. And I would say the words to myself every single time. And then I would like visualize myself at the Olympics competing. And then I'd visualize what I was saying to myself. So it was just like a lot even when I wasn't even inside of the gym.
Oh my word. So literally that's really interesting. I've never actually heard of visual what did you call it then?
Visualization.
Visualization, like the way, and I mean, I guess that makes sense, like the way you talk to yourself and the way you prepare yourself for something. That's so amazing. But tell me, like, what were the words you told yourself? This is incredible. We're hearing off an Olympic what she does before. I'm literally like, I'm going to take these tips, I'm going to write them down, and when I've got something big coming up, best believe I'm going to think of you and I'm going to do this visualization. Honestly, this is what it takes to be a gold winner.
It helps, honestly, a lot. Like, because I would just like close my eyes. Obviously, I would say I was starting on bars. I'd do my breathing thing, and then before I go, I'd be like, okay, jump strong, like sharp, and then kip cast, tight body, handstand, hold, and then I'd go around. I'd be like tight throw, tight body, and then I'd catch it, and then I'd just like keep talking to myself. Each skill would have like its own word, and then I would have. And when I was doing my routines, I would never breathe just because like I was so stressed and like I didn't ever have time to breathe. So in my routine, I'd be like, okay, like when I'm flipping in the air, find time to breathe. When I'm in my handstand, breathe. Like it's just like even on my beam routine, I'd be like breathe or calm, focus. Like I would just do stuff to like help myself calm down because I was so stressed.
I don't know whether it's cold in this room, but I've got shivers all over my body. I genuinely think it's you. Like, I've genuinely got shivers all over my body. I feel like I'm listening to a goddess tell me her secrets, and I'm like, give me them all. That is amazing. Do you know what? Like, I'm very much like, I love, I think the way I speak to myself and, what I tell myself really, manifests into what you get. But I've never done that before I go to bed. So I'm going to try that out. And I think our listeners should as well, because I think that it's such a great tip for so many young girls, young guys listening, no matter what industry you're in or no matter what you're doing right now, whether you're in college, school, whatever you're doing. I think that's a really, really cool tip, whether it's for an exam, whether it's for gymnastics, whether it's for something like what I'm doing right now. I think that's so amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah,
I'm literally buzzing over that. Can't you tell? Everyone in the room is like... That's so cool. I love that. You've really taught me something there.
Yeah. And like even I always write down my goals, or like I have it in front of me, like a good quote or something, just because like it's good to keep reminding myself, because sometimes there's days that you don't want to do it, and you have to get through the bad days to get to the good days. So I always just have it as a reminder.
I'm going to talk to you about quotes a little bit later on, but I want to talk a little bit more about the fashion now, the fashion side of Suni. Yes. So obviously when you compete, these outfits you wear are incredible. They are stunning. Do you have any kind of decision in how they look, or do you get to like tailor them at all? Like what's the kind of vibe with that?
Well, for Team USA, they usually have like a set group of people that like make it for us. So we get like surprised with them and like the day before the Olympics or whatever. So that part's really exciting. But for any other competition, me and my coach would actually design my leotards. So
no way.
Yeah, it was something that we bonded over. And even right now, like I just announced that I have like gymnastics leotards coming out. So I'm kind of designing my own leotards. And yeah, my coach and I would like design the patterns or like something that would flatter my body, like the way that would make me like elongated or something. Like because we both knew like what I liked and what I didn't like. So it was important to us.
That's so exciting. Congratulations on designing your own. That is such a huge move for you, and it obviously makes so much sense. And we've got something that we're going to talk about, another little exciting thing as well that's just been announced, but I'm going to go on to that in a second. I want to talk about the Met Gala because only the biggest stars go to the Met Gala. And Suni, you had your first Met Gala. Tell me everything. I want to know details, start, finish, middle, end, everything.
Oh my gosh, the Met Gala was probably one of the most amazing experiences ever. I was just surrounded by like royalty. It felt like everybody there was just in such amazing gowns, like, and I met like Hailey Bieber, Rihanna, like all these amazing people that I never thought in a million years. Justin Bieber, I saw, anybody you name, and I probably saw them.
Suni, I've got a confession. I'm nearly crying. I've got a little bit of an obsession with Justin Bieber.
Me
and I heard you're quite a big fan as well.
I love him.
Oh my God, I saw on the Ellen show when you got gifted all of that merch with his face on.
Oh my gosh, that's the reason why I'm doing school. I just have some Justin Bieber notebooks and pens. Like
that's the only reason she's in school, just to use them. Literally, tell me, what was it like to be in the same vicinity as Justin Bieber?
Oh my gosh, he actually had like a little concert inside of there, so it was amazing.
Was that the one no one was meant to film, but everybody did?
Yeah.
Where he had like, did he have
like a mask on? Yeah, he had a mask.
A mask and like the big Balenciaga. Oh.
I filmed it.
I'm a big yes. Oh my God, please, you're gonna have to send me that content. I need to see it.
Yes. I'm going to his concert, one of his concerts in the 2022. Ellen got me tickets. Too. You're going.
Oh my God, Ellen got you wait, your tickets are gonna be so much better than mine.
No, yeah.
Suni's like, yeah, they are. Suni's like, I'm front row. I'm VIP.
Hailey Bieber actually reached out to me, and she was like, after she saw that video of me on Ellen talking about Justin Bieber and how I met her, she was like, she reached out and she was like, hey, like, if you ever need any like backstage tickets, like I got you. Like she's so nice, and
oh my God,
yeah, she was like, hopefully I see you soon again. And she was like, I'll definitely be seeing you while we're on tour. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, starstruck. She's so nice.
I'm just going to be watching your story to see when this happens, because I know that you three are just going to be chilling in a room sometime soon. And I'm going to be like, oh, can you get me over there, Suni?
I love them.
That's incredible. That is so exciting. I'm actually going to see him too in Manchester, all the way in England. So it won't be as cool as your experience, but that's very, very exciting. I like that we've got a bond there. We both love a bit of the JB.
Yeah.
But we were talking about fashion before. Well, obviously this is what the Met Gala, everything is all about. I mean, it's all about fashion really, isn't it? But something really exciting is that you have just announced yesterday your PLT collection.
Yay!
Let me first of all say we're obsessed. We have been waiting for this moment. This is going to be so iconic. And congratulations. How does it feel to have your own collection coming out?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing because I shop on Pretty Little Thing actually daily. So to have my own collection with Pretty Little Thing just means the world to me. And I'm so excited. Like, this is the one thing that I was like talking to my managers about, and I'm just like, this is the one thing that I'm most excited for. Like, I love Pretty Little Thing. I literally talk about it all the time.
That is so incredible to hear. Like you are the customer, you're the girl, so this collection's going to be pretty fire.
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh my gosh, people don't know what's coming.
Can you tell us anything about what is coming? I know it's all still final things are happening, but can you tell us anything about what is coming?
It's definitely more on the sportier side, but it has a little bit of a touch of like fashion. So it's like you can wear it both ways, which is the one thing that I love the most because I am obviously an athlete, so I wear a lot of athleisure, but I also do like fashion. So I do wear like a lot of fashion, obviously.
Tell me a little bit about what's your like go-to outfit when you're not training? What's your go-to outfit?
Like when I'm just like at home or like
yeah, just at home or when you just nip into, I mean, we would say in England when you just nip into the shop for a pint of milk, but whatever you guys go to the shop for. Soon he's looking at me like, what is she talking about? Right, okay, when you go to Starbucks for a latte, what are you wearing, babes?
Sweatpants and a hoodie for sure.
Oh my God, we're the same. We should meet. We should definitely meet.
I feel love like my sweat sets and like just they're so easy.
So maybe is that like a little hint of what's coming?
I don't know. You're gonna have to find out.
We're keeping it all very secret right now. Yeah. It's very VIP. It's very VIP. Well, we're so excited to see what you pull out the bag with your PLT collection. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good.
So let's talk a little bit about the Olympics. I've been holding it back. I know that I've spoken about it briefly throughout the podcast, but wow, Cindy, you won 3 medals, bronze, silver and gold, obviously the big one, and became the first Asian American woman to win a gold medal. Tell me, how did that feel?
Oh my God, it felt amazing. It was obviously like really emotional, and there was a lot of stress during the Olympics because first of all, Simone pulled out and we all didn't know what was happening. So it was just like, okay, this is either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. And I put a lot of stress on myself just because I expected myself to be really good. Like I expect a lot of myself. And when I got to the Olympics, it was just like the whole world changed. And like after I won the Olympics, it was like my whole life changed overnight. So I didn't really have time to process it when I was at the Olympics. And then when I was competing after that again, it was really hard for me to stay focused because it was like I was having all this attention on me, and then there was just a lot of people in the media that were reaching out. And then I was just like, I still have to compete, so I need to like stay off of social media. So I did have to delete social media for like the last couple of days, but after that I got it back.
Wow. I mean, I can't even like, you think obviously there's so much physical and mental that goes into what you do. I didn't even think about like the pressures of social media. And I mean, you've got a huge Instagram following right now. You've got so many people that look up to you. Like, how do you actually juggle? I'm going to go back to the Olympics in a second, but how do you juggle being an Olympian, being a gold medalist, being an athlete, being an influencer, being a student? Like, how are you juggling? And a PLT collection just on top of that. Like, how do you juggle your life? Because I said to you before, like before we started recording, you must be so busy. Like, do you have time to actually take it all in?
I haven't really had time to like take it all in, I guess, just because right now I'm just like, all of these opportunities that I'm getting are like once in a lifetime opportunities. And it's just like, I want to take advantage of every single one I can because I don't know if it's going to be in the future or not. So right now I'm just kind of like running around everywhere and doing all of that stuff because it is really exciting and I do really love it, but it is also really overwhelming because I am a college athlete and I have to do gymnastics practice. I have to do school. Plus I have to take time for myself, and then I was doing Dancing with the Stars as well on top of that. And now I'm doing this, and then I'm going to all of these like events.
Celebrity events.
Yeah, and it's a lot, but it's really exciting because each opportunity is giving me another opportunity. So that's just how I look at it. And I also just tell myself not a lot of people get these opportunities, so I'm going to take advantage of what I could get.
Enjoy them all, and you work so hard, so you deserve absolutely everything you're getting right now.
Yeah, it has been hard to enjoy the moment just because there's just so much going on, but I think it's definitely all going to be worth it in the end. And then just now getting to do like gymnastics and stuff is really exciting as well.
Well, listen, you're killing the game. You are killing the game, babes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
But I'm interested to know, so going back to the Olympics, when Simone backed out, I know that was a huge moment for you all on the team.
Yeah.
I know you guys have got a good relationship. So did Simone give you any words of encouragement or any advice for you to kind of carry on and kind of wave the flag, really?
When she pulled out of the competition, it was in the middle of the competition. So all three, I kind of like huddled the three of us because Simone, like she went out of the arena or whatever. So I kind of huddled the three of us and I was just like, guys, like we have to do this for Simone. We have to do it for ourselves. We came to the Olympics for a reason. We're going to show everybody why we're here. And if we don't win, we don't win. We don't owe anybody a gold medal. We came here to do this for ourselves. And if anybody has anything to say, like they're not at the Olympics. They're not competing. They're not in this situation. So, because we were all crying, so we were like, we need to pull ourselves together because we had bars next, and I was freaking out because bars is like my event, and if I were to do bad on that event, like, I don't know where we would have been in the competition. So, yeah, everybody was just like saying a couple of words because we were all freaking out, stressed, crying. And then once we got to the event, like I was actually crying before my bar routine because I was so stressed. And I just went up there. Simone came back out and she was like, you guys got this. Like, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. Like, she was in the crowd with us and she was cheering us all on. So it was really amazing. But I think people put a lot of pressure on Simone because she has won every competition, but it's also really unfair to her because she is human and we all make mistakes. And I think that was the one thing that kind of helped me push through because, like, she made a mistake and she did not make a mistake, actually, but she pulled out of the competition and I know that was really hard. And that kind of pushed me because throughout the competition, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this for Simone. Like, she can't do it. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it for myself as well because the whole competition, like, I was just like, okay, I'm going into the competition to win second place. Wow. And I'm going to win bars. That was the one thing that I wanted. Second place in the all-around, and then I wanted to win bars, which obviously didn't happen. It went the other way around, but I don't know. It was just a really crazy experience.
I'm getting shivers again. I mean, first going back to like kind of where you started then, I was just thinking in my head, I could do with you in my life every day. The encouragement that you were giving the girls and the team there, I could just do with calling you up anytime I'm feeling down or stressed. I'm like, I need Suni to pick me up and tell me. But that is such an amazing thing to be able to do, to grab the girls and the rest of the team together and be like, right, we've got this, because I'm sure you were needed very much in that moment to the rest of the girls as well.
No, yeah, we all definitely really needed to be a team in that moment because if we were not all on the same page, we probably would not have gotten second place because that was the one time that we really needed to step up to the plate because Simone, she is amazing and she's a large part of the score. So like when she pulled out, we were all like freaking out, like what do we do now? And I was just like, we just got to do it for ourselves. Like this is the most important moment. We literally were in the interviews and I was like, guys, like who cares if we don't win? We didn't come here to win a gold medal for anybody. Like we are competing for ourselves. And obviously we're competing for Team USA and Team USA wants a gold medal, but like we can only do so much.
Yeah,
and
you can only do your best.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you now hold 6 world championships and 3 Olympic gold medals. Is that right?
3
Olympic medals. 3 Olympic medals. Wait. 6 world championships.
No.
6. Well, I'm messing it up now.
3 world medals and 3 Olympic medals.
3 world medals, 3 Olympic medals. That's where the 6 is coming from. The internet's lying to us, Suni.
It's okay.
But I mean, that's a lot of medals.
Yeah.
Like
it was oh my gosh. I still like it's still just so crazy to me.
So where do you think you like go from here? You've already achieved so much at such a young age. What's next for you? Like what's coming up?
Honestly, that's been something that's been hard for me to figure out the past couple of months because all I've ever done was gymnastics and the only thing that I wanted to do was go to the Olympics. And now that I've like reached my goal, it's like, what am I supposed to do next? Like I just kind of feel lost, but I know that this year I want to focus on college and college gymnastics and like just winning an SEC championship, hopefully. And then I definitely want to go to another world championships. And then the long-term goal is another Olympics.
Wow. And so the next Olympics, 2024? Is that
yes.
Right? Oh my God, I got that right. Wow. Do we know where that's going to be yet? Is that like common knowledge?
I think it's in Paris.
I feel like I knew that. Oh my God. Have you been to Paris before?
No, I've never been.
You will love Paris. It is stunning. So, good luck to everything you've got going on there. I think it's incredible what you do. And honestly, I'm blown away by your strength, your courage, your dedication to what you do is absolutely outstanding. And at such a young age, I can't quite believe it. So you should be so, so proud of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been an amazing journey. I'm so excited because I feel like right now it's just the beginning.
Yeah, so. That's it. It's been an amazing journey, but this is the beginning. There is so much. Yeah. I'm so, so excited to see what you do next. So, so excited.
Thank you.
Right, we've got a little game for you now. So I'm going to pull up my trusty iPad. You can't see it in your screen. I'm a floating head in this screen as we are virtual to Sunny right now. So we've got a really cute game. And it's called Going for Gold. And basically, I'm going to read out some motivational quotes to you because I know you like a little motivational quote. And I want you to rate them bronze, silver, or gold. So bronze being like, oh, it's meh. Like, we could take it or leave it. Gold being, yeah, that's the quote. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? So I'm going to fire them out to you. Some people are born to lead and others aren't.
Bronze.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bronze. Like, it's a bit like bronze. It's a little bit negative, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really negative.
That's a bronze. Someone threw that in there to be like, yeah, that's a straight bronze. What about this one? So we've got don't stop till you're proud.
Silver.
Silver. Mid. We'll take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Silver.
I feel like for your kind of career, you can't really fake it till you make it because you're either good or you're not. That's me. I'm a fake it till you make it. You physically, you have to be A1 at what you guys do. So I get that. Okay, this is a cute one. I shouldn't say what it is. Wait. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh. What do you reckon?
It's still silver.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is going to be the gold? I'm so excited. Okay. Here's another one. Being powerful is so much more interesting than being beautiful. Ooh.
Silver.
Sunny's really not feeling these. Who wrote these? Joking, Soph. I know the girl that did is watching this right now, is listening in as well. I'm fully joking. She's typing on WhatsApp right now. Okay, whatever you do, always give it 100%.
That's gold.
Yeah, I love that, definitely. Why is that a gold for you?
Because your normal is good enough.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. My motto at the Olympics was nothing more, nothing less, because your normal is good enough. That was my motto. And that was like my quote that I made up for myself.
Do you know what? That was actually the last quote on this one. We were gonna read that to you for you to say it was a gold. So I like that you actually pulled that out there. It's a beautiful quote. I think it's actually really, really special. I love that.
Thank you. Because I feel like I would always try and do more than what I was capable of, because like there's just a standard and I never wanted to disappoint anybody. So I was just like, you know what? Like I'm going to do it for myself. Nothing more, nothing less.
I feel like
my normal.
I feel like this quote's going to go far. I feel like I'm going to see this on like billboards and t-shirts and all sorts, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to start living by it as well. It's definitely a gold from me. There we go. We flipped the game. It's a gold. So basically, guys, the only gold in this package was Sunny's own quote, which was our last one. So thank you very much for that amazing quote. I love that. Now, before we let you go and get back to your busy schedule, I wanted to ask you, as such an inspirational person, such a hard worker and achiever, what one piece of advice would you give to any young girl, any young guy, or any young person out there right now who wants to do anything like what you do right now?
I would definitely say that if you want something, go get it. And if you have to start something in order to be great. You don't have to be great to start something. So if you want something, go get it and just push yourself every single day. Listen to your gut, because you are the only person that's going to be able to do anything. Nobody can tell you what to do. It's your body, it's your heart, it's your passion. So just keep pushing for your goals.
And that's a gold from me. That's a gold from everybody in the room. I'm holding up gold cards. Gold cards. Sunny, I'm going to come to the next Olympics and hold up gold cards for you, just for you.
Please,
I wish they won't let me in. I'll be like crawling through, like, please let me in. I'm going to support. No, Suni, it's been an actual dream speaking to you today. I've loved meeting you. I wish we could have done this in person, but it's been amazing. Yeah. Your energy, your passion, everything has literally come through the computer screen. So thank you so much. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. I've had an amazing time. Oh my gosh, you guys are so nice.
I'm so glad. And good luck with the PLT collection. Girl, I'm going to buy everything. My basket will be full. So good luck with everything. We can't wait to see what you do in the next few months, years. Everything is going to be so exciting. And keep doing what you're doing because you're just absolutely a superstar.
Thank you so much.
Yay! This has been the PLT podcast, guys, with the amazing Sunisa Lee.